While MINDWAVE may be a demo that was released this year, in 2025, the game it is inspired by came out all the way back in 2003, and that game is WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games, the first in the WarioWare series. And if you played MINDWAVE already, then you can see the influences for the WarioWare franchise. And if you haven't gone around to playing MINDWAVE, just go play it. It's a free demo right now. It's amazing to play, trust me. But anyways, here, I want to talk about things that I love about this game, the things I'm so excited for the future release, because this was one of my favorite demos of this year so far. To talk briefly about WarioWare, this is a game that has a collection of microgames or minigames played in rapid succession. So minigames could be like picking a nose to popping a balloon to entering a door in the original Zelda games. Simple little actions with a time limit of about 4 to 5 seconds, with it speeding up as time goes on. These were micro games, and if you passed the level, you would move on to the next, but if you didn't, you would lose a life out of the usual 4, I believe. And I think this is enough to understand what we're getting into here in MINDWAVE. MINDWAVE is also a game about quick succession minigames, just presented in a different world and story. But the style and the feeling are very, very similar, and I love that. Playing all these minigames feels like I'm playing WarioWare again. I played the games as a kid, and I really, really liked them. It's just been a long time since then. And since then, I haven't seen a game that does anything in this format or anything like this anymore. I don't think I've ever seen anything anywhere close to the WarioWare franchise. Nobody even dares to touch a game like this, because it's very strange. It's very weird, right? I mean, like, they're just a bunch of minigames, and that's the game. It's just a game where you play minigames over and over and over, and they get faster and they get harder, and that's the whole entirety of the WarioWare franchise. And there was many games in this franchise. It was a very beloved game, and I think if you talk to anybody about WarioWare, if they know what it is, they probably speak pretty well of it, because it was a very fun, interesting thing. Especially as a kid, it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It taught you timing, it taught you all these kinds of things. Just like getting into it, it was like, this is how games are probably at their peak, at their hardest. Is like, they're simple things, teaches you basic stuff out of very different games. Like I mentioned, the Zelda door. I think the original had this Zelda mini game where you would just kind of move across the screen into a door. That was the quest, find the door. And it's just the original Zelda game. It's just a clip from it, essentially, right? So yeah, I mean, it was a very interesting franchise that I've not heard of in a while. I've not heard anybody talk about in a long time, and I haven't played personally in ages. But playing MINDWAVE again made me think of WarioWare, and I was like, damn, this is really cool. I wish there were more games like this, because it has a story. It has a very interesting. I'm talking about MINDWAVE. It has an interesting story, and it has interesting lore implications as well. I'm curious about the story because it seems very, very cool. But it's so reminiscent of WarioWare, and it's not like plagiarism or anything like that. It seems like an evolution, right? It's different enough to be like, well, you could make the connection because it's the same kind of game, but it's very different. The way that it's presented, the way that it's shown, it's a very different game, but it's very fun. If you liked WarioWare, you're probably gonna like MINDWAVE as well. And the art style and the music, it's just so beautiful in this game. All of MINDWAVE looks amazing. It's a style that I truly, truly adore. This weird, like, pixel art aesthetic is very interesting. The colors are very beautiful. There's like psychedelic, I guess, like, I know there's probably better words for that. Like, people don't like that descriptor, but this like wavy background with, like, I guess you could say the PewDiePie like color scheme, like weird stuff in the back. It looks really cool. The background movement is interesting. It has a very specific style, and it sticks to it. It's very interesting to see. And like, there are style changes. It looks like a lot of things were made by a lot of different artists, and that's very interesting. It doesn't stray away from, okay, I was like, well, if this artist can do this, the other artists are going to be doing this, and blah, blah, blah. I know maybe one person doing all this stuff, but there seems to be a style that goes across all of it. But every piece of art almost looks different than the other. All the stickers look kind of different than the actual character art. The actual, like, well, the actual key art and stuff like that for these characters is probably different than the art that's on the promo stuff, which of course is probably quite different. But everything in game looks different. It feels different. It looks so interesting. And I'm just looking at it again. It's just so nice. MINDWAVE has a great trailer. It has a great art style, and just shows it off really well within the time in that trailer as well, which we're not breaking down, but it's very pretty as well. And I would recommend you to go see it if you're still on the fence about buying it, or just trying the demo, right? Well, I don't know, we know when this game's gonna be out. It just says coming soon at the moment. So if the game is out by the time you watch this, then go check out the trailer. There might also be a new one by the time we get to this. But yeah, it's so beautiful. It just keeps this aesthetic, this thing in mind. It has a vibe to it, but it looks different. Almost every time you see the character, it doesn't feel like they're on model every time. You know what I mean? It has that feeling of like, oh, we just drew it here and it's cool. Like, you can tell that this is our character. And there's like even a black and white section where it's just kind of like, well, you know, it looks like our character. Not a single bit of color, but obviously you know who you're looking at. It's very interesting. I love the way things are drawn in this game. And then the music. I can't believe I've taken this long to get to the music, but it's so good. I've been looping although this guy, the what is it, Abby's theme in this gameplay, because she's the only person we encounter, and her theme in this game is amazing. I have the regular version and the sped up version that I have been looping for like weeks since me and Emma played on the Duocast. We played Mindwave, and I was like, damn, I'm so invested in this game. I cannot wait to see more of it, you know? I can't wait to see more of the music alone. And I think I saw a teaser somewhere for some other song from somebody else. I don't know where it was. I completely lost it, but it looks real. Actually, I think it might have been on YouTube Reels or something like that. And I would like to find, I'm just so excited to hear the new songs, because like it's so good to hear. It's so nice to see. Like the songs are so catchy. They're so fun. I really, really, really love them. They really capture that vibe of these characters. They really capture, because like Abby is our only character that we really see in this game, for now, right? That we fight in the mind space or whatever, in the Mindwave battle. But her song is so upbeat. It's like so hopeful. It's so nice. And like, I almost feel bad when we beat her in the game. It just feels like there should be a good ending for her, and I'm really hoping there is. But it's such a good capture of the character, and the music just seems so perfect to these people. And I can't wait to see who else we're going to be battling later, because I want to see what their vibes are like portrayed within the music. I want to see how they're shown off with their style and their personality in the songs as well as in the art style, right? Because you see in the tutorial, there's somewhere at the beginning you get a tutorial about Mindwave and how to play it, because our character hasn't played before, really. I think this is her first time playing, and for some reason she's joining this tournament. I don't remember if it's explained or not, but when she does join, we get into a tutorial to kind of teach us how the game works, and it's very dark. It's not colorful, it's not bright, and it's a very, very big contrast to what we see in Abby later, or what we see in Starlight, I guess, right? That's her persona in her mind, is the Starlight and Abby together, right? So it's very interesting to see our main character versus the Abby character, which is like the happiest go-lucky person you'll ever meet. She's so nice and so sweet, and I think you can meet her in the lobby in person at the beginning, and she's not that excited and happy, but in her mind obviously it's like rainbows and everything, you know, rainbow sparkles and all that kind of stuff everywhere, and in her mind is just going crazy with that stuff. She's very sweet and nice, and like I feel bad when we beat her at the end of that, and I hope she's okay, because oh man, I would feel terrible if we just somehow killed this person. I hope we're not taking that route, but if we are, it's an interesting story, because the lore implications of that is crazy, because there's like a whole esports team in like a high school or a college, which how are adults letting kids do this if they can die in the Mindwave space? I don't think that's the case, right? It can't be. Probably not. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to hear more of this story. I know there are more characters to talk to. When me and Emma played through this, through the demo for the channel, we talked to some people. It took like 20 minutes to get to that point, and we're like, okay, well, let's get into the game, because it took a little while. I would like to go back myself and play through and talk to more characters, and I might do that. But I also might see a Let's Play. There aren't very many, as far as I could tell. Like, there's not a lot of people playing through it. So I'll see if I can find anything. But I might just go back and play like, okay, well, let's go introduce these characters. We talked to like the main, I think the girl that they kind of tell us to talk to, and maybe somebody else. But I think that was kind of it. I don't think we interacted with anybody else, because we had taken so long to get there. I was like, well, let's actually get into the game. I think people are going to be a little bored. But it's interesting to hear the conversations and the things that the people say, because you can really get the personality before we actually get into the game. And you could probably meet Abby first and be like, oh, well, she might be a little happy and, you know, sweet and cute, and that's the way that her personality is. And then you get into the game, and it's like, oh my god, it's like cranked up to 11, right? It's going crazy with what you thought it was going to happen. But, you know, it's interesting to see. I think there's a lot of lore drop that you can get, and a lot of story. If you're interested in the story in the games, which I love story in anything, in games and in comics and in manhwas and mangas, you know, I love the story, I love the lore, I love all that kind of stuff. And in games is very interesting, especially when there's some good world building, and then there is an interesting world building, because it has an esports team. That means that kids are playing this. It's on arcades. That means it's a public thing. It's not just in the personal computers or anything like that. If there are personal computers, I assume there's phones and stuff like that. But I don't know. I want to learn more about this world going into it. And if this does take a WarioWare approach, maybe it'll get multiple games, or maybe it has multiple chapters, or when we actually get to this game, maybe it'll just have the opportunity to, you know, to improve with new genres, or not new genres, but new, oh my god, with new games in the series. It would be interesting to see, because like I'm already so invested in this, and I think this had like a Kickstarter campaign, so it's obviously not coming from like a big dev team, or it's like it's not backed very well other than by the community. And I think it like destroyed that number if I'm not mistaken. It might have. I don't remember, but I would have supported this if I could have. But I got to it much after the demo as well. So you can probably still do it. I'm just we're in college and we're struggling. So, but if you want to go support the game, there probably is still a way to do so. But also wishlisting, it helps, right? That's a big help for people on Steam. So play the demo, add it to the wish list. That matters quite a lot. But no, it's a great game, and I'm very excited to play through the full thing because the demo alone captured what I love in games, and it was a very artsy, very fun, very amazing game to play through. It has a thing to think about if you want to think about it, but if not, then it's just a fun mini game thing, and you can go and play and try and beat the best scores on the leaderboard. Because I thought I did well when I played, and then I realized I was like 4,000th place out of, or like 40,000th place at the bottom, and everybody at the top had like 1,000 scores, and I was like, oh my god, I got to set like 90 something or 60 something, and I was like, oh, I think this is where most people end off. And then I saw a score of like 1,000, and I was like, oh god, it's much higher than what I thought. But damn, it's such a good game. I want to go back and play it at some point. I don't know if we will on the channel until it's out, but I'm talking about the DuoCast, of course. If you want to go check that out, link will be in the description at the end of the video as well. It should be. But that's our Duo Gaming channel, and we played the demo. If you want to go see more and you want to actually see somebody play it, you can go check out our video on it. That'll be linked at the end, and that'll be linked in the description, and you can go look at the channel from there. So if you want to see us actually get through it, see the story, see our interaction, see what our first thoughts were, you can go see that there. But I hope this game does well. I hope it also comes out somewhat soon, but it's very interesting. I think it has the potential to do very, very well, because I think it captured a lot of people's hearts and a lot of people's like thoughts, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, this is something different. This is not the normal game being spat out again and again and again. We haven't had a game like WarioWare before, not really. We've had games inspired by WarioWare in a way, but not in the micro mini game way, I don't think, as far as I know. But if there are any, I would love to try them and check them out. But no, this is great. I'm very excited for the future of this. And okay, thank you for watching. Go check out Mindwave if you haven't. If you already have, leave your thoughts below. I would love to hear what you thought of the game when you started. See what comment down below on what I've talked about in this video already, and it would mean a lot to me if you stuck around, because these videos, I would like to do more of them. I'm trying to get this on quickly. I'm trying to do my best. The Enter the Gungeon one did well. I appreciate all the support on that, and thank you for helping all my channels. I'm running 3 Easy Things, DuoCast, and here the Speakeasy. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I would hope to see you again in a new video, and hopefully that'll be very, very soon. Thank you, and bye.